Hi, how are you, my younger brothers? I'm your elder brother Kiran Roy. So, today morning, now is evening. Today morning, my video had released in my Hindi channel that why marriage is the biggest scam in the Indian society. So, I received lots of messages because that video is doing very good. I would recommend even you check out that video. Even if you don't understand Hindi, you can put on the captions and you will get to know lots of things because that has struck a chord with lots of my viewers. I would highly recommend you check it out as well. But my purpose of saying that is not that. My purpose is there I received a few comments saying that bro, why do the modern women, why do the modern girls, they have a tendency to sleep around the moment they have a breakup? What's the psychology behind that? So that is one question many people had asked me. So in today's video, in my English channel, I'll be addressing that question, which I had received in my Hindi channel. This query had come in my Hindi channel, but I thought I'll address it in my English channel so that I have a much bigger reach because I did arrive at certain conclusions after my years of research regarding this subject. So firstly, that's a very brilliant question. That's the reason why just today I got the question and just today I'm addressing it. So it's a brilliant question. But before I proceed, I wish to tell you that in my English channel as well, I have started memberships now. So in my regular videos, definitely I'll be covering lots and host of topics. But in my courses, that's going to be one notch ahead. The courses are going to be the real action based things in which first I'll be educating you regarding that subject, and then we will be having a training session regarding whatever topic we are covering. So in that I'm not just going to tell you, in that I'm not just going to remove the lid of a certain issue, but I'm also going to give you the exact know-how, because all these know-how I have stumbled upon by 26 years of intense research and practice, because I have been following psychology since the past 26 years. I never stopped even for a moment. Constantly I have been on it, which I'm sure you must be aware of by my body of work, by whatever research I have done. I'm sure you must be aware of that I did put in a lot of effort. So all my efforts I'll be putting in my memberships. So I would recommend you to definitely consider taking a membership if you wish to take your game to the next level. So coming to the point, that our point for today is, why do the modern girl, or why do the modern women, they tend to sleep around once they break up? So I was in a relationship with I'll start this topic with my own example, with my own experience to begin with. So I was myself in a relationship, say around, this was around 8 to 9 years before. She was an actress. I was dating an actress, and I had seen lots of manipulation tactics. And she also had those traits, like she was the daughter of a loud, dominating mother, weak father. Father influence was completely non-existent in her life, and she was a master manipulator. So breakup was evident, but still I dragged on for some time along with her, to because they would make very good subjects for my research work. So nevertheless, I dragged on for some time in spite of she being the epitome of a walking red flag. Basically, she was a real red flag. In fact, even if it's more than two, if they take even more than two boxes, I recommend people to get the hell out. But she was ticking on all the boxes, all the 10 boxes. That kind of a red flag she was. But still, I carried on with her for some time because I would have never got a better research person, better research specimen than her. So that was my best subject which I have ever received till date for my to work on my psychology research about the tactics of a woman. So this girl, so I'm telling you from that example only what I learned from her. So I was like very soon, like very at an early stage only, I was aware that I'm not going to last very long with her. But once the time came, I broke up with her. There was an issue, as in I was just waiting for an opportunity. I got that opportunity. An issue had happened. I blew it out of proportion, to to get the hell out of that place. So I got out. But when I got out, since it was abrupt, since like she was, I mean, as I said, some minor issue had happened, but I blew it out of proportion to get the hell out of that place. So since that happened, she was not too very happy with it. So immediately what she did was, she started sleeping around the same topic which we are covering today. She started sleeping around. And how I came to know, she would put her DPs in, like, of course not in very much compromising position, but like to make it evident that, I mean, if she is with somebody in a hotel room, so what does it imply? That she's definitely trying to show something to me. So what she was doing was, like, just from the next day itself, she started posting, because I had not blocked her as yet that time. I did. I mean, she was not blocked for a few days. So during that time, what I saw is what I'm telling you, because I had purposely not blocked her, because I wanted to see her tactics, as in what she is trying to do, and that is exactly what I got. I got lots of footage for my research work. So she clicked a few pictures along with her new boyfriend. I mean, it was not new. Definitely, as you know, as I already told you in lots of my videos, that they always have a safe landing place. Every woman, they have a safe landing. I gave you that analogy of runway, right? The safe runway, safe landing runway. So they always make these runways ready. So she was not, like, she did not have to hunt for anybody, because that runway was already there. So she started posting pictures with him in a hotel room, in the pub, like cheek in cheek selfies, like close selfies. These kind of pictures she started putting. So her intention was clear, because what she was trying to do, she was trying to make me jealous. She was trying to show me that you made a big mistake, dude. You shouldn't have, like, her ego got hurt actually, because I wriggled out of that relationship, right? Like, I made a mountain of a molehill basically. So she was like very hurt. So her agenda was to get back at me. So my first point which I'm trying to tell you is revenge, get back, because she was exactly doing that. She was trying to get back at me by showing me that, see, she was trying to make me jealous basically. She was trying to get back at me by making me jealous. She was trying to show me, she was trying to pass on a message on to me that, dude, you left me, so what? I see I have another person with me in one day itself. So you are nothing for me. Like, you are not, you cannot make me cry. You did not make me weak by leaving me. I'm strong. That's what she was trying to project. Though the psychology behind it is, she's completely devastated. You get it? The psychology, because the reality I know, no, because I was in relationship with her. So she was quite invested in me, but I could not go ahead. The reason being, I told you that she had all the red flags. Each and every red flag she was ticking, like, she was ticking on all the boxes. Not even a single box was remaining. So, but she got invested into it. But because I could not invest myself, because, as I said, I was aware right from the onset that this is not going to work out. But I had dragged on for some time to get to know more about her traits. And this one subject was, like, this one particular woman in itself was sufficient to give me lots of material for my research work. I got to learn lots about human psychology, about such kind of girls from her. So with this case also, she was like completely involved in trying to make me jealous. Something or the other she was doing. So the first week I saw her putting pictures, I purposely kept her in my, I did not block her right away. I did block her after a month or two. But the first 1 or 2 months I did keep her, to check her, to track her activities, to see what she's up to. Because, as I said, she was already a part of my research. So I was already working on her psyche basically. I was trying to understand and gather notes about her. So due to that purpose only. Otherwise, I have a complete no contact policy with each and every one of my girlfriends. Like, the day I break up, instantly I block and move ahead. I never look back. That has been my principle right throughout. But I'm specifying that only with her I did not block her, because she was already a part of my research. So I wanted to study her for some time more. So 1 month I had kept her unblocked. So first week I saw her with one particular guy, especially in hotel rooms. Point to be noted: hotel room, close pictures, intimate. Of course, they cannot post the full intimate picture online, but it was intimate enough to let me know that, see, dude, I'm with another guy and I'm sleeping around with another guy. That was the message she was trying to pass on to me. So she succeeded. Though I did not get jealous, because I myself threw her out of my life. see, the biggest mistake which they make is they think that they are able to make us jealous. But the reality is, we wouldn't have thrown them out of our lives had we had any feelings. So we threw them, we wriggled out of that relationship only because we have zero feelings for her whatsoever. So her plan was clearly not working, but that's exactly what she was doing. So first 1 week I saw her lots of status messages, stories. That time I guess stories was not there, but somewhere, I mean in Facebook, I think it was in Facebook. I don't recollect, but that's exactly what she was doing. She was putting her status updates and like certain subtle ways she was trying to show me her pictures. Then after a week I was in for a shock, because the same kind of pictures she started putting with another guy. So in short, she started sleeping around with random people just to get back at me. And she was writing those, see how I came to know, because she was writing some like cryptic captions under those pictures. Like she's like partying, she's having drinks with one guy, like very close picture. And she wrote better than some rock star, like that, something she had written that any day, because he was something, he was a model, I guess. So he wrote models are any day better than rock stars, something like that she had written. So I completely got the idea that she's hinting at me only, she's trying to get back at me, she's definitely trying to make me jealous. So she had, like, not just once, I saw 3-4 instances in which she had mentioned me in a cryptic fashion, that rock stars don't have, they have hearts of rock. They are like, just like the name suggests, rock stars don't have any, like they are like heartless, they have a heart of rock. Then models are any day better than rock stars, at least they can take care of they can take care of me, something like that she was writing. And writing, like indirectly she was taking a dig at me, I could easily make out, because she was directly making directly only, like who else is a rock star, like in the equation, it was me only. So in one of her cryptic posts she had written also, guitar is meant to something, I don't, it was long time back, but it was something like guitars are meant to wipe the tears, but guitarists give us the tears, that is when things become bad, something like that she had written, something of this sort, that guitar is supposed to wipe the tears, it is supposed to ease the pain, but the guitar players, they only give us the pain. Something like that she had written. She was indulging in all these sort of things, but with different guy every time. With point to be noted, like these, it was not only those plain texts which she was writing, it was always accompanied with a picture, that was close intimate picture with a new guy. So for the next 4 weeks I studied her, and in those 4 weeks I saw that she must have slept around with at least 5 to 6 guys in that span of 1 month, or 4 or 5 weeks which I was tracking her. After that also she might have continued, I have no clue, because after that whatever material I needed for my research, I got more than that, and I blocked her completely out from my life. If till date she is blocked, because it's my principle that once I break up, I never go back, I never say hi, hello, nothing, I never get back with any of my exes. That's my principle. So the first point which I personally saw from this is getting back and to try to make you feel jealous, because they are trying to hurt you in some way for what you had done. Because I had broken up with her, right? Because I gave some vague reason and I just got the hell out with her. So she was clearly not too happy with that. So she was trying to get back with me by doing this. She was thinking that if she sleeps around with different men, I will feel jealous and I will try to again get her back in my life. That was her idea, is what I think, is what I thought, that she was thinking that she's so desirable to other males, other guys. So I will feel insecure, I will feel jealous, and I will apologize to her and I will say, hey, can we get back again? So that was her agenda basically, from what I could make out, from what I could decide. My next point, which I derived at from my research, is reclaiming control. Because what happens in a breakup, she tends to lose control, because in this case which I mentioned in my first point, it was me who did the breakup, right? So she had lost the control. It was not her who decided to walk away. She very much wanted to be in the relationship, but it was me who broke up due to all the red flags which I already told you. But since she was not getting that, it was clearly me who walked away. So she was feeling out of control because she did nothing. I mean, she was helpless, because it was not she who decided to call it quits. It was me who did it. So why they tend to sleep around is to regain control with whom, because that gives them a sense of control, that I get to sleep with whom I want. So they are trying to reclaim their control which they had just lost in the process of the breakup. So they are trying to reclaim that sense of control psychologically is what I'm trying to decipher, and that's what I'm trying to explain you in psychology terms. It's a sense of reclaiming the control which she had lost. So that way she's just trying to soothe her inflamed ego, basically, that what he will leave me, I am getting to select with whom I wish to sleep. That is what she's telling her mind, basically, that what he will leave me. He did not leave me. See, look at me, I am choosing the guy, whoever I want to sleep. They are all dying to sleep with me, and I am selecting with whom I need to sleep with. That is giving them a false sense of ego boost, basically. That's giving them a little bit of like better feeling. They're getting a slight sense of getting in control, though it's not a control at all. In fact, in fact, those girls are harming themselves. They're damaging themselves. In fact, they're putting themselves in far more trauma. They're actually putting themselves in far bigger trauma. But for that moment, what alcohol does, alcohol masks your emotions. For the first couple of drinks, you feel good. After that, it masks your emotions, and after a point, you feel even more pathetic. Haven't you experienced that? So this thing also works in that same fashion. It initially masks their hurt, it masks their trauma, but after a point in time, they feel even more bad once they start indulging in these activities. So this thing works pretty much similar to alcohol consumption, I would say. I have never done drugs, so I cannot put the analogy, because whatever I say in my videos, it's everything is through my own psychological research and experiences. I have not read a single book in my life. I have not done a single degree in my life regarding psychology. I've because this is an English channel, and most of you are watching me for the first time. That's why I'm giving you. Otherwise, in my Hindi channel, people are aware. I've already told this many times that whatever I'm saying is completely from my experience. I have not attended a single lecture of psychology in college. I don't have any degree. But ever since I was a very small kid, I had developed a deep inclination and understanding for psychology. And ever since I was a child, I have very, very super strong memory and very, very strong observation skills. So due to which, by that strength only, I could become a very good guitar player. With that only, I could become a good businessman. Whatever I am is because of these attributes which I have. I'm just clarifying that I have not read a single book. So whatever I'm telling you is based only on my own psychological capacity. It is my own understanding, my own research. So don't think that whatever I'm saying is from any book or anywhere. I have not read any of these anywhere. So I don't even know majority of the terms. Most of the terms I only make it. You might be aware of. I only give the names to the terms because I have not read anything anywhere. Whatever is coming in my mind, I have to give some name, right? So I make my own term. That is how I function. My next point is emotional numbing. So physical pleasure can have a numbing effect on the emotional pain which a person may be feeling. Very much similar to like how we men, what do we do when we are emotionally down? We tend to hit the gym, right? We tend to hit the bottle. Bottle is for losers, so I am not counting that, because bottle never helps, as in alcohol never helps, though lots of people indulge in that, but I'm not putting that as an example. But I'm saying these are the things which people do. Alcohol never helps, but one thing which definitely helps is hitting the gym. How many of you have seen that whoever has had a heartbreak, the first instinct of a guy is to hit the gym? They start running, they start hitting the gym. Many start guitars also, because that also works in a very good fashion. So something similar to that is this thing. Women try to sleep around to numb the pain, basically, because physical pleasure is masking that pain, numbing that pain for that matter, for a short period of time. So though it's a quick fix arrangement, but still any respite is good respite, right? A woman, her heart is shattered. She's feeling emotionally low, she's feeling emotionally down. So she needs some sort of comfort. So the comfort which she's getting by getting intimate with another guy, though she must be having no feelings for that guy, but she's in a vulnerable spot. You can get it, because her heart was already invested in that other person with whom she has had that breakup recently. So her heart is, I mean, it will take her quite some time to get out of that. But now she's in dire need of emotional assistance, basically emotional, because she needs to mask that pain. So though it will not cure, even she is aware that this is not going to cure her pain, but at least that will take away that pain for that particular period of time. So that is one of the biggest reason which I have seen from my research why they indulge in sleeping around immediately after a breakup. I mean, it's a common trait which you might have seen these days, especially these days, due to the advent of social media, due to the advent of OTT, due to the demise of the social fabric. These things have become very much common now, though it was very much prevalent in my times also, as in when I was 21, 25. Currently I'm 45, for those of you who are not aware. But that time also it used to work, because whatever examples I'm giving you was from like of my experience, which was 8 to 10 years before. So that time I must be around 30 to 33. Whatever examples I told you was when I was 30 to 33. But that time it was not that prevalent, but still I personally experienced that. But at today's date, it is like common, because I counsel so many people on a day by day basis. I receive so many DMs that I see that everybody, I mean, all of my male clients who told me, almost everybody told me that after my breakup, she has been sleeping around. Like it's like a very prevalent thing as of today's date. So my this point is they do it for the numbing effect, that is to numb their emotional pain. So suppose if she's sleeping around, she's at least getting those, though she might not be having any emotional connection with that guy, but at least the hormones are getting released, right? She's getting the dopamine fix, she's getting the serotonin fix, she's getting the little bit of oxytocin. Of course, where will it go? Little bit, of course, that might also be secreted. No, little bit, at least by the virtue of being getting physical, something. I mean, her receptors must be responding with a little bit of secretion of those chemicals, right? Even if not more, because oxytocin comes with like emotion. That's the love hormone which they get when they are madly in love with somebody. But even if not fully, but something little bit production will definitely be there, right? So for that temporary respite, I can easily say that they tend to sleep around, because it works similar like a man hitting the gym, as simple as that. My next point which I have seen is validation seeking. Now, after a heartbreak, they tend to seek validation again. That because the heartbreak, the breakup which they had, that leaves a that has left a deep scar on her, which in turn was making her feel invalidated. That I'm not good enough for anybody. I'm not good enough for somebody. I might not have been that good for him. So there must be something lacking in me. So when they tend to sleep around with somebody else, she is getting that validation that no, I'm still desired by somebody. Even the guy whom though I may not like, I may not love, I may not be in love with, but he is responding in a favorable manner with me. So which in turn is giving her that validation. So many of the girls who tend to sleep around, which I have seen as per my experience, is to seek validation that there is nothing wrong with me. I am quite good, I am quite desirable, even I am desirable, because as I said, after that breakup, their self-confidence goes for a toss. They feel I'm not good enough, that he rejected me, he broke up with me, there must be something wrong with me. So they come under a scrutiny, they come under deep scrutiny, they come under like self, like they themselves start thinking that there is something wrong with me, though there might not be, because see, breakups can happen for multiple reasons. Yeah, it's not necessary that something must be wrong with her. So in my case, something was definitely wrong with her in the first point which I told you. In fact, everything was wrong about her, not one, everything. But in many cases, the girl might be good, but the guy might not be feeling the same way. So they might have done the breakup. But the girl, in spite of not being in the wrong, or there might not be anything wrong in her, she tends to feel that something is wrong with me. I may not, my looks might not be good, my this thing might not be good, my that thing might not be, my physique might not be good, I may be fat for him, I may be short for him, anything. Reason can be endless. I'm just giving an example to drive home my point. But when they sleep around with somebody else, that is when they get the validation that hey, I'm desirable, I'm not undesirable, which I thought I was. So that is one of the biggest reason which I have personally deciphered through my thinking. I'm mentioning this point so that you don't think that I'm referring to some book, because I've not read any book. These are all my own interpretations. So please don't say that what is your source, from where have you read this, from which college have you done degree. I have not done degree from any college. It is my own observations. I'm repeating, because I got a few comments asking me what's the claim, like what's the source, what's the research paper that I mean, dude, that's why I'm explaining you so many times that I have not gone to any college. I don't have any degrees. All right, I don't need to brag about my fake degrees or anything, because I am completely anti degrees. Throughout my life, I have never chased any education or any degrees. I have my own music college. God damn it, thousands of people are obtaining the degree from me. So why should I follow anybody else? So I don't have any degree. All right. So as per my understanding, this is what I told you. Next point is, in countless cases that I have studied, I have seen one common trait. This trait, the trait of rebellion. They are like, I was so loyal to him. What I didn't do for him. Still he left me. Still he cheated me. Still he broke up with me. So now why not I do what I want to do with my life? I want to sleep around, I will sleep around. Now balls to the society, balls to the system. I will do what I want to do, because I've seen I was loyal to him, and what I got in return, just disrespect. I was kicked out. I was kicked out like a fly. So I was thrown out like a fly in the glass of milk. That's the kind of thinking which they have. So they think that why not have all the fun now? Because I've seen, by being good, what did I get? I did not get anything. So I might as well be bad. At least I'll have a good time. Let me have a good time with myself, with whoever I can get. Because see, ladies, I already told you, all of them have lots of sims waiting in the line. There are lots of sims who are just waiting for that opportunity to get laid with them. So they never have a dearth of stocks. They always have a good stock lined up basically. Their Instagram is the biggest breeding ground of these unutilized stocks. So they can always utilize that stock at their whims and fancies. They can have access to them whenever they need. So they never have any shortage. Unlike guys, always have a shortage, but women are like always self-sufficient. And I've seen like even married women, like even below average women, every kind of girls or women, they never have a shortage. So they can always, because I was counseling this one girl, like she was around 25, 26. So she was experiencing extreme mood swings, extreme depression. Like it was not the girly thing wala depression, it was like more of a psychological thing, not physical thing, not due to the physical processes, because that was my first bet, but that was not the case. So on prodding deeper and deeper, I came to know that she had been having a high body count ever since she broke up with her like boyfriend of 7 years. So she was indulging in this kind of activities. She was sleeping around, and not just this girl. I met one more married lady. Counseled one more girl. She was a married lady basically. She had a divorce. She already had a boyfriend. Like while I mean, she was cheating on her husband basically. She had a boyfriend. Her husband caught her. They got divorced, and when she got divorced, she started. Even that boyfriend dissed her. That boyfriend did said like, no, man. I mean, I was just fooling around with you. I had no intentions of marrying you. So this girl lost both her husband as well as the boyfriend, and she was so shattered that she started sleeping around to numb the pain basically. So I had counseled her. I explained her that what she's doing is absolutely wrong, because see, I am not a judgmental guy. Me being a counselor, I cannot do the judging, but it's my job to get her out of it. So like I like say, if somebody is into drugs, if somebody, and I'm the first person who incorporated semen retention, like you must be aware, I got so many people to go no fap. So same way, I tell them to stop that, because the reason being, that's completely, I mean, it is damaging them in the long run, because it's very much like alcohol. The first couple of drinks, it feels like heaven, but after that you're like getting in a downward spiral. So that's exactly what this high body count thing does. So it is my job as a counselor to get them, to talk them out of it, and I have done that on like all the occasions, you can say. But I'm giving you the reason. The reason is all of this which I just told you. So my this point reason is rebellion. That my boyfriend also left me, my husband also left me. I was loyal at least to my boyfriend. I was not loyal to my husband, but I was loyal to my boyfriend. But what did I get in return? Nothing. So might as well I'll sleep around with everybody now. I'll sleep around with whoever I find. That was the attitude of this girl. So that's why I made a special point to include this, that this can also be a very big reason, that like rebellious. I will now sleep around. I'll see what happens. Now my last point is freedom high. I've seen that some girls, some women, they genuinely feel liberated. They genuinely feel completely like free after a breakup. They now tend to explore. They now tend to do things freely. So they are like very much susceptible to falling under this bracket of finding a new partner like almost every night. So what happens that I've seen this happening with many married women, as well as like even like with an unmarried, like who has been around with a boyfriend for say 5 years, 6 years. For a long time they were locked into one partner. So suppose they broke up due to any reason, they suddenly feel that burst of freedom. They feel completely elevated. They feel, man, I was like stuck at one thing for so many years. How could I be stuck to one person? Now let me like have a great time. They genuinely feel completely like as if they are set free, like birds set free from a cage. That is the kind of picture I can derive from these kind of girls. Like they feel completely free to do whatever I want. I have no rules, because all these years I lived under rules, but now I want no rules. Now that I'm broken off, now that I'm not committed to anybody, I can do anything. And these kind of girls are most susceptible to sleeping around immediately after a breakup, because I have seen lots of girls displaying this tendency, that suddenly that newfound freedom which they get, because their mind was tuned to being committed to each other, that she's not supposed to talk to a stranger, she's not supposed to have a male friend, she's not supposed to go even for a coffee with somebody else, a man. So all these years she had to control herself, but now suddenly she is not answerable to a single person in the world, nobody, because these girls are most often than not, they are independent, they are working, so they earn their money, they have like they have nobody to answer to. Earlier at least they had their boyfriends or their husbands, they were answerable to them, but now they are not answerable to a single person in the world. Not a single goddamn person in the world will question her. So that is when they end up making these rash decisions of sleeping around with as many men as possible. Even I've personally been around with a few of this sort, this particular bracket. That's why I'm confidently able to blow the lid and bring it up and documenting it in the form of a video, because even I have, apart from my studies, apart from my subjects, I have personally also dated such kind of a girl who had just had a breakup of a long time, and she herself, like that time I used to drink when I was dating her, so we used to meet for drinks. So while drinking I would see with this kind of a pattern that she is feeling. In fact, I had gone to Goa with one such girl, so I was with her for 5 6 days. By air we had gone. That time I did not take my car, but mostly I prefer going by my own vehicle, because you have a vehicle at your disposal at all times to move from beaches, pubs, shacks. So but that time I remember I had gone by flight with her, and we were together for the next 5 6 days. So she was feeling so liberal, so free, as if like somebody has clipped her wings. Somebody like she has somebody has broken the umbilical cord basically. So that was the kind of feeling which she was having, so I could sense that. So no, by no means I can go long term with such kind of a girl. So the moment we returned, I broke up, because that was not the kind of woman I would. And why me? Even you, whoever is listening, would you like to be around with somebody who values her freedom? That like you mean nothing. Like today it's you, tomorrow it can be somebody else. No guy would want that, would you? So same way, even I broke up immediately after coming back, but she fell under that bracket. That's for sure. That she was so free, she was feeling so free that she would not think twice before being with anybody, before going to bed with anybody for that matter. Even with me, the first night that we met, she like initiated that thing. So that was one of the biggest red flag for me. And by prodding further, I came to know that she just had that breakup, and now she is enjoying her freedom basically, and she's like genuinely happy with her freedom. So many girls fall under this bracket. I had personally met one such girl which I mentioned in this video. So I tried to document all the points regarding this question which you asked me to the best of my capabilities, involving my own experiences and my one is to one experiences. I'm sure it might have helped you. So if you have any more questions, or if you have any doubts regarding whatever I told you, feel free to comment. I will definitely answer you. And do keep your questions coming, because whatever videos I'm making, you must be aware, it's only through questions. It's completely exclusively through questions which I'm receiving from you guys. So definitely feel free to ask me questions. I encourage questions because I am a educator. I am a teacher by profession. For those who are not aware, I am running Guitar Hall Academy since 1998. It's been 26 years. So ever since I was 17 years old. The irony is I was the nightmare of every teacher when I was a student, but universe made me a teacher only. So unknowingly, like accidentally, I become a teacher only because I've been teaching guitars since ever since I was 17 years old. So that is what I do with my students ever since I started teaching, that I ask them that feel free to ask me questions. I am ready to explain you even 100 times, but you must not have any doubts. That is what I tell my students when they are coming to learn from me. Everybody knows that, all of my students knows that we can ask sir anything. So that same comfort level I want to have with you also. So feel free to ask me questions. I encourage questions. I never say, but yeah, I don't encourage personal questions. So never ask personal questions to me. But anything related to the topics which I'm covering, feel free to ask me whatever questions you want. All right. I'll make a move for today. Jai Hind.